in 7 months, I went from charging $5 per video to charging anywhere between $1,000 to $7,000 per video, which is what made me make 10K per month 7 months after editing my first ever video. And I've done that, I've made 10K per month with video editing only at 15 years old. So if I was able to do it as a kid, here's me as a kid, then you probably can do it too with the systems I'm gonna show you in this video. And it all boils down to basically building goodwill. Goodwill is basically over-delivering to the point that your client feels like he owes you. And over-delivering does not only come from making crazy videos for them. So as a part of it, and you can see all of the crazy animations that I've made for my clients' videos to be able to charge them this amount of money. But that's not the only thing you need to do to build goodwill. And before I go into how to actually build goodwill, first of all, I want you to imagine yourself as a YouTuber. You just started making videos because you enjoy making them, but now your hobby has turned into a business. Then you realize that you have to hire an editor because all of your competition has editors, and now you need to hire one to just keep up with them. First of all, you don't even want to hire an editor. You just wanted to make videos for fun, but right now, like, you have to. Even though it's boring, annoying, and risky, you have to. Hiring an editor nonetheless will be expensive as fuck. It will be risky and you might get scammed from video editors, and puts you in the risk of losing thousands of dollars if you hire the wrong editor. Not only from actual costs, paying him thousands of dollars and he doesn't deliver, but also opportunity cost. You could hire the wrong editor and he might get you 100,000 views, but if you hired a good editor, he might have gotten you 2 million views, and all of these views, all of this money now is lost because you hired the wrong editor. And because you know all of this stuff, you don't even want to hire a video editor, but you have to do it to compete with your competition. Now I will skip you the time and tell you what actually happens to most YouTubers when they try to hire an editor. And I know this from the countless YouTubers I've talked to. The first thing that happens is that they get scammed. There's a lot of editors, even in my Discord server, where I do weekly coaching calls. A lot of people come up to me and DM me that there's some editor that just stole all of their work and posted it as his own. That has happened to me and with a lot of my friends, and these people are just straight out scammers. The second thing that will likely happen to a YouTuber when they try to hire an editor is that the editor misses the deadline by weeks. While talking to YouTubers, I've heard many horror stories about that. He didn't even miss it by hours or a day, he misses it by complete weeks. And then at the end, the editor delivers a way worse video than promised. Now I'm talking about most editors. Just imagine how many times you missed the deadline. Most editors are way worse. But the problem is from the outside, the editors that miss deadlines, that deliver bad videos, that scam people, look the exact same as you. So the YouTuber just runs a risk, and he understands that. He understands that you might scam him, you might not deliver. He understands all of this stuff, and when he hires you for a video, he is just waiting to see what kind of editor you are. Even though you might think delaying the deadline by 1 day is small, for the YouTuber, it's a huge red flag. It tells him what kind of editor you are. Same to slightly rushing a video. You might think it's not that big of a deal, but it sets a first impression for the whole relationship with the client, and it's super hard to change these first impressions. Now I wanted to think how rare an editor would be that over-delivers on the quality of video, and he finishes before the deadline, and he gives constant updates to the YouTuber. How rare and valuable do you think that editor is for the YouTuber? Now I want you to think of how much a YouTuber would be willing to pay to keep him. How much will you be willing to pay if you're an YouTuber for an editor who does all of that, compared to trying to search up for an editor again and taking days and weeks to try to find an editor, and then at the end running the risk of getting scammed, him missing the deadline by a lot, under delivering, and all of the stuff that we have covered? How much will you be willing to pay to just skip all of that and just keep an editor over delivers, finishes before deadlines, and gives constant updates? All of that was just to explain to you the power of goodwill. Most editors completely forget about everything that I have talked about and just try to rush the video to optimize their hourly rate. They think, okay, this video is $100. If I spend 10 hours on it, I would be making $10 per hour. But if I only spend 5 hours on it, I would be making $20 per hour. And that's why they stay stuck and they're not able to raise their prices. Over-delivering is truly the secret to raising prices, as it allows you to raise prices for current clients and have insane work because you over-delivered, and insane testimonials because you have delivered before the deadline and the YouTuber is happy with you, to show the new clients, the new YouTubers who are DMing you. Now that they hopefully understand the actual importance of building goodwill, and you're just like, oh yeah, build goodwill, like, yeah, over-deliver, I got I got it. Now you actually understand how important it is. Let's get into the actual steps of over-delivering, and I'm gonna go in detail of each one of them. The first one is that you never miss a deadline. Now, first of all, when you ask a client for a deadline, when you ask a YouTuber for a deadline, he tells you the maximum. He doesn't tell you the minimum, he tells you the maximum. So when he tells you the deadline is 1 week, he expects you to get it done in 5-6 days. This is expectations, first of all. To surpass his expectations, then you never miss a deadline. You don't know how important this is. Missing one deadline is just a huge red flag for a client. And for most clients, even though they will not tell you that, they have sponsors on the videos. And if they have a sponsor, when they miss the deadline even by 1 hour, the contract becomes invalid. So the contract will be, for example, like 3K for this video, and it needs to be released on the 7th. If they release it 1 day later, the contract no longer applies. You don't have to pay him, which is a huge worry for clients. And if that happens to a client, he will for sure drop you the second that you miss a deadline. But even if you missed deadlines before and they did not drop you, they want to, and you will not be able to raise prices. How do you come up to him and tell him like, I'm gonna charge way higher after you have done like below the bare minimum? I'm just highlighting this and explaining to you in detail so that you actually never miss a deadline. This is super important. Ideally, you finish 1 day at least before the deadline, preferably even more if you're able to. Every day that you can finish the video quicker, the client will love you more and will be willing to pay you more. And if the client asks you when you're gonna get it done, just say like 1 to 2 days, more than you think that it's gonna take you. That way you're under promising and over delivering. The second thing that you need to do is you need to spend more time than needed on animations. Now you can see some animations over here, and each one of these animations was made 100% in Premiere Pro, and as you see was made super complex. I took way longer than needed on these animations. Most of them took at least 2 days to make. To be clear, it took 2 days to make, and then I just reused them throughout the video. But nonetheless, I could have made these animations in 5 hours if I wanted to, and they would have looked 80% as good, but taking more time than needed. Like taking 5 hours just trying to perfect it, just trying to change stuff around, like increasing the lighting on this animation. And these things that the lighting doesn't look good that way, so changing the direction and then changing the color correction, just experimenting with the animation, taking longer than needed, made them perfect in a way that no other editor would take the time to do so. And by doing that, I basically became irreplaceable in the eyes of the YouTubers I worked with. Again, this is a problem that I found in a lot of editors that I coach. They just make animations the bare minimum, just exactly what the client asked for, not taking the time to make even better than what he asked for. In that way, they don't improve and they don't have space to raise their prices. The third way of over-delivering is giving constant updates. Like literally, if you just deliver the same exact video, but in one universe, you just give him constant updates, and then the other universe, you just give him the video without talking to him. You just get the footage, take 5 days to work on it, and then send him the video with no updates. This universe where you give him updates constantly, you will be able to charge him higher, even though they're the same exact videos. Again, the YouTuber runs the risk of you scamming him, missing the deadline, under-delivering. All of this stuff he's scared of, and he's trying to test you, trying to see if you will do them or not. Giving him constant updates tells him that you're not this type of editor. You're the type of editor that he needs to pay thousands of dollars for to just keep. And don't confuse this with being annoying and messaging him every 2 hours. Updates don't require a response from him. This is the difference. When you ask him a question, yo, like, I'm not able to download the footage, can you like fix it? Yo, how do you want this animation? Like, all of these questions that require responses for him, it takes him like more work to do. Now he needs to explain to you his vision, how to make the animations, how to download the footage, all of this stuff. He doesn't want to do all of that. He pays you to save himself time. If you really need to, like if you have a question that cannot be answered, that you ask other editors and no one knows how to fix it, and you ask Google and he doesn't know how to fix it, you can then ask him a question. But ideally, the only messages that you send him are updates. And updates come in as actually like sending him an update of like, here's the animation so far, here's the video so far. But if, for example, you have made the cutting and you still need to polish it up, and you don't want to send him like a video that is like made, like he wouldn't understand that you still. It's like GTA 6 when like the trailer got leaked and no one understood that it's literally like, it's still being made. They also like, oh, this game sucks. Even though it's still being made, like they misunderstood it. So if you feel like it's gonna happen, you can just send him a message telling him, yo, just finished cutting today. I'm gonna start on the animations right now. That message is an update. It's not as good as actually showing him, because now he thinks he might be lying or over exaggerating, but it's way better than nothing. And if you're trying to over deliver, which is what you should be trying to do, you should give him an update every 24 hours. The first thing that you need to do is understand what he wants exactly. A lot of editors just get sent the footage, they download it, and then they just start editing, but there's 3 things that you need to know before starting on a video. The first one is the style. You talk to him, like you might tell him like, what style of video do you want the video to be in? And then he might even tell you like, I don't know. In which case, you don't just go and edit, You just tell him like, is there any YouTubers that you have in mind? If he says no, then you send him like a video. You tell him like, would this style work? If he says no, then you send him a different video. If he says yes, but kind of different, you keep talking to him, trying to understand exactly what he wants. That's the first thing. You need to understand the style. The second thing is that you need to set a clear deadline. You cannot just get the video and tell him like, okay, whenever I'm finished, I'm gonna send it to you. It's like the metro example. When people didn't know when the train is gonna come, even if it took like 2 minutes for the train to come, they just hate the experience. Like, they just waiting, they're not knowing how long it's gonna take. But with this timer, even if the timer is like 12 minutes instead of 2 minutes, you like it more because you know when it's gonna happen. In the same way, you need to give him a clear deadline and agree on it. And the third thing is, of course, the price. So you actually get paid what you're worth, and he understands what he's paying before he actually like is committed and he needs to pay you. Not talking about the price, it's a method of scammers. They just tell you like, oh, they want this necklace, and then they just like make you wear it, and then they tell you like it's just $20. No, you already bought it. You need to pay me $20 right now. Which is of course not over delivering. You need to set a clear budget, a clear deadline, and a clear style of video. These are the 3 things that you need to make clear before starting on a video. And by making them super clear, you're again able to over deliver a lot. The 5th thing is help him with stuff outside of the video if he asks for it. For my main client, Wamba, I help him with the thumbnails, scripting, recording, videos that I don't even work on. I help him with all of this stuff, and it's all over delivering. Even though it takes me time, if it takes me 1 hour worth of work, I'm gonna be able to charge like the price of 2 hours. It's like overtime. Working overtime in video editing, over delivering, makes you able to charge higher than if that's actually like what you said that you're gonna work on. If you help him with the thumbnail without him paying you for helping him with the thumbnail, next video you're gonna able to raise your prices for just the video alone. More than if you told him like, okay, for the thumbnail, I'm gonna charge you $50. Just doing it for free, over delivering, helps you again, first of all, get testimonials and also raise your prices. So whenever possible, always help him with stuff outside of videos. If you of course asked for it. Don't tell him like, I don't know, like your thumbnail sucks, like I made a new thumbnail for you. He didn't ask for that. But if he asks you for your opinion, if he asks you for help, always help him and work overtime to be able to charge and make more money. And 6, and most importantly, no matter how much you promise, one up it. So that's the whole point of this video. It's about over delivering. If we tell him that you're gonna make a perfect video and you make a perfect video, then he didn't over deliver. He just delivered. Over delivering is about making a promise and giving on top of that promise. It's about under promising and over delivering. Like even in restaurants, for example, a lot of restaurants for new customers just make their order normally, and then at the end of the day, when they're about to leave, they give them a gift. They haven't told them that they're gonna give them a gift. The gift was not in the menu. Like they're not gonna say like, for new customers you get this. They don't see the stuff. They just give them the gift without telling them anything, without warning them at the end of the experience. That way, it's over delivering. They didn't know. They expected to just get the food, and now they get the food and the gift. And they don't do that just out of goodwill. They do it because they know that it's gonna make them money. In the same way, no matter how much you promise, one up it. Always have some surplus, some goodwill built up from just over delivering. So always remember, every ounce of over delivering results in a pound of goodwill, which you can again exchange to actual money. If you actually do all of this, then making 10K per month is only a matter of time. All of this stuff take time. All of them are hard. These are not gimmicks. These are actually gonna make you money. If you want to speed up your editing even more, you can download the Everything Editing Pack from the description for free. It's just a preset pack that I took like 3 months to make, and now I'm just giving it away for free, so you can go ahead and download it. But that's it for the video. If you want more secrets, then go click on this video right here, and good luck.